Today is April 8th, 2021. My name is Charles Suter. Today I am presenting part 10 of my decision making guide, this one titled Making Quick Decisions. I want to give credit to Annie Duke, insights on how to decide for the contents of this presentation. My main message is if you want to make quick decisions, then you must make or develop heuristics for supporting fast decisions. Most people repeat today what they did yesterday. People are creatures of habit. Habits allow us to get more done in less time because with routines, we don't have to think about what we do next. When we can make decisions automatically without undue deliberation, less time is wasted. Even when decisions are out of the norm, a person can still decide quickly if they have a few decision rules at their disposal to facilitate the decision. Herein are three types of decisions that can be made quickly if you apply these decision rules. The first decision rule: you can make fast decisions now if any of the following conditions apply. Number one, the choice will not impact your happiness a week from now. Most decisions are not important and will have no long-term effects. So you can just rely upon your intuitions and preferences to make quick decisions. However, if a decision could give you long-term regrets, then do not decide in haste. I call this the happiness rule. Whenever you have a decision to make and the choices are all good, then any choice will be good. Just pick one at random if necessary. If you're still undecided because there are some downsides to each choice, then ask yourself if any of the choices or outcomes will have an impact on your happiness a week from now. Will you remember the quandary and the choice you faced a week from now? If not, then the consequences are inconsequential. Just pick one and move on. If, however, one choice might imperil your happiness a week from now, then pick one of the other more benign choices. Second decision rule for quick decision making: the choice meets your minimum standard within or without undue cost. I call this the only option rule. Most routine decisions are what I call threshold decisions, meaning you only want to get an acceptable level of satisfaction to a transitory need. So as soon as you find one reasonable alternative at an affordable cost, relative to the benefits gained, that is, then decide and execute. If you happen upon more than one alternative, and they all meet the threshold of meeting your immediate needs, and they all have reasonable costs, then just pick any one of them and continue. Just allow your intuition to be your guide. You don't have to optimize the decision, just pick one alternative. Spend time on finding the best alternative out of the group is usually a waste of time. The sooner you pick an alternative, the sooner you can begin to execute it. It helps to pick one option intuitively and then ask yourself, if this was my only option, would I happily take it? The answer is yes. Pick it and move on. Third decision rule for quick decisions: if you can back out of your choices if you don't like the outcome. Some decisions are irreversible, so make them carefully with deliberation. Test your decisions. Ensure that you can reverse course and go back to the status quo. A reversible decision gives the option of reversing bad decisions. I call this the two-way door rule. Some decisions are irreversible, meaning once made, you cannot go back the way things were before. These decisions are called one-way doors. Once you walk through the door and you don't like what you see on the other side, you can't go back where you were before. These types of decisions require considerable deliberation and should never be made quickly. Fortunately, most decisions are reversible. They are two-way doors. If you've made a suboptimal two-way door decision, you don't have to live with the consequences of a bad decision for long. Knowing that a decision is reversible you can consider the decision to proceed simply as a trial run, as an experiment. If the results of the trial run are not as good as the status quo, then terminate the experiment and move on to something else. My final message: a decision made is a decision ready to implement. The purpose of making a decision is to give direction to your future self as to how to proceed into the future, and or how best to employ your resources to live a satisfying, worthwhile life. The sooner you reach a decision, the sooner you can proceed to its execution and reap the rewards. Overly agonizing over decisions is a source of emotional distress. Plus, the consequences of indecision, good alternatives are lost, as time is always an element in capturing opportunities before their option expires. That's all for now. Remember to stay positive. You'll be happier, healthier, and live longer.